First time since 1958, you can say the last two world champions are meeting in the postseason. It's NLCS Game 1 tonight from AT&T Park. Cardinals and Giants. A beautiful night in San Francisco. It could not be any prettier on the 14th of October. And Madison Bumgarner right in the middle of all the action. Here's the Cardinals batting order brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. John Jay leads it off in center. Then Carlos Beltran in right. He ended last year with the Giants. Matt Holliday in left. Alan Craig at first. Yadier Molina does the catching. David Freese at third. Daniel Descalso and Pete Kozma. Two heroes in the divisional series for the Cardinals, 7 and 8. And Lance Lynn pitching and batting ninth. The Giants got here by losing their first two at home and going on the road to sweep at Cincinnati. And this guy is one of our favorites, Tim, Madison Bumgarner. He is young, 23 years old, but he's got a ton of experience and great stuff.
Joe, I don't know if Candlestick was anything like AT&T Park here, but this place is electric for Madison Bumgarner. Sage for his age of only 23, and he's been great at home, 10-3 during the regular season, with an excellent earned run average, even though he did lose the first game to Cincinnati in the division series.
Opening pitch about to be delivered. It's brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Give you a look at some of the keys to the series before the Cardinals bat in the top half of the first inning. Brought to you by Ford, the Ford keys to the game. And I was looking at this on my trip over here, and I don't know that I totally agree with all these.
Oh, you don't?
Marks.
You don't think the Cardinals have a better offense than the Giants, or the Giants have a better defense? How about the speed of the Cardinals? Starting pitcher favors the Giants, and the bullpen, they're both tough and tested. Now, what don't you agree with in that overview?
I think everything's good. The check mark by the defense. I think neither team needed a check mark next to their name with regard to the defense.
I think the Giants, with Posey behind the plate, of course they can match him with Molina, but a great shortstop, Brandon Crawford, and I think better speed in the outfield.
Okay, I think you're right. John Jay will lead it off for the Cardinals. Good to be back with you.
It certainly is. I've got a new title for you. Runs well for a broadcaster.
I really don't. Never have in my life. But I had visions of missing the first pitch. Didn't want to do it. Let's play baseball.
Move it.
Let's do it. John Jay first up. Bumgarner ready to go. And the NLCS underway. Strike one. John Jay, 10 out of 15 this season against Giants pitching. He has been a lethal hitter at home at Busch Stadium. Just a .217 hitter on the road. Trying to get on in front of Beltran and Holliday. The 0-1. That's Crawford. That's out number one. Just like he did, Tim, prior to Game 3 of the divisional series in Cincinnati. Another Gideon speech from Hunter Pence for the Giants.
That is his nickname, and I think it's perfect. Nicknamed by Tim Flannery, the Giants' first base coach. Either that or Elmer Gantry would have done too.
I don't think he's blinked since Game 3 of the divisional series. Crazy-eyed Pence, and a strike is into Beltran. The Giants gave up a lot. Zach Wheeler, their top pitching prospect last year in July to get Beltran from the Mets. Struggled with injury, hit pretty well, and now he gets into one into right. Didn't get it all, and back to grab it. Blanco, 2 out. So the guy with 13 career postseason home runs did not connect with that fly ball to left. Here's the Giants defense. Gregor Blanco is in left. Angel Pagan in center. Hunter Pence in right. Sandoval, Crawford, Scudero, Belt around the infield. Posey does the catching. Likely the league's MVP. We keep saying likely, or it's been said all postseason. He's going to be the league MVP. I don't see how he can't be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Matt Holliday now takes a strike. Nothing but strikes from Bumgarner.
Some people may say that that MVP was solidified with the grand slam home run in Game 5 against Cincinnati, but that really does not count. It counted, of course, for the Giants, but not in the MVP voting.
That is strike 2. And Bumgarner is 1 strike away from an uneventful first. Play. We'll give you a look at the umpires here tonight for Game 1. We have 6 with Gary Darling behind home plate. Guccione at first, Miller at second, Gibson at third, then Barrett down the left field line, Jerry Lane at right. These fans are ready for Game 1.
Man, are they ever. A lot of black and orange here at the ballpark tonight.
Didn't end well for the 49ers. They lost by 23 at home to the New York Giants moments ago. They're going to pour it all into the San Francisco Giants tonight. It's a 2-2 count on Holiday. Matt slowed in the second half. Mike Matheny in his first year as manager of the Cardinals. No managerial experience at any level other than Little League prior to 2012. The former Giant and Cardinal was one of the most respected players when he played the game, managed the game as well as anybody that we've seen over the last 10-15 years as catcher. He has done a brilliant job this season managing his bullpen and getting his team to the NLCS. The 3-2. Crawford to his left. A bobble. The out. A 1-2-3 start for Bumgarner. Glad you're with us tonight on Fox. No score after a half. Giants, sometimes you've got to live Moss. Angel Pagan leads off in center. Marco Scutaro at second base. Pablo Sandoval hits third at third. Buster Posey cleans up. Hunter Pence in right. Brandon Belt is at first. Gregor Blanco is in left. Brandon Crawford, a good glove man at short, bats eighth. And Madison Bumgarner is pitching and batting ninth. Lance Lynn started the season in the rotation, Tim, as the fill-in for Chris Carpenter. And he was an all-star and won 18 games, even with a short burst in the bullpen. Had some problems toward the second half of the season. His first 2 appearances and only appearances in the division series, he was 1-1 and gave up that home run to Jason Worth in Washington, his first start of the series. Strike 1 from Lance Lynn. Up first is Angel Pagan, the switch-hitting center fielder, former New York Met. This guy's been good on the bases down the stretch for the Giants, who held off the Dodgers and won the NL West easily, as that one got a lot of Molina after the foul tip. It's an 0-2 count. Winning the NL West by 8 games over LA, and Molina limped around just because that ball caught him on the left arm, trying to shake it off. Back with a wrist. There's Bruce Bochy, one of our favorites, and a guy who's in his 6th year. Controlling it in the dugout for the Giants. Is the 0-2. Still 0-2. 6th year with the Giants, 18th year in the major leagues. He managed in San Diego for 12 years, and the Giants scooped him up when he was available. 2-time manager of the year there. Took the San Diego Padres to the World Series in '98, swept by the Yankees that year. Here's a 0-2 from Lynn. Pagan chased it, went up to get it, and that's Descalso, who's from the area, backing out for out number 1. How about the scouting report for Lance Lynn, who can light up a radar gun and has really settled in here in 2012?
The one thing he may lack in is movement. 97 miles an hour, but his ball straightens out a lot. If it's down, it's easy to hit, like the one Jason Worth hit for Washington the other night. With Jaime Garcia out, Lynn is in, and as we said, he struggled mid-year, hoping to get it back together.
With one out, the batter is Scudero. He's traded here to the Giants and then led the league in total hits once he got to San Francisco. Overall, hit .306. That average good for 7th in the National League. The 0-1. Strike 2.
You know what his nickname is, don't you? Blockbuster. Because after the blockbuster trade that the Dodgers made with the Boston Red Sox, and they did not turn out nearly as well as the Dodgers had hoped, and that's an understatement. But Scudero did.
Absolutely.
And his name as Blockbuster is certainly appropriate.
Here's the 0-2. Line drive into right. That ball is caught. Nice running grab by Beltran. Former center fielder got a good jump and made a tough play look easy.
He makes everything look easy. His swing, his stride, and his plays with a glove on his left hand.
So with 2 out, nobody on, the number 3 hitter, Pablo Sandoval. A career 300 hitter, actually 303. 7 for 21 during the postseason so far. Kung Fu Panda. The base is empty.
Notorious first ball hitter.
Lynn straightens him up.
Ken Rosenthal and I asked Bruce Bochy if Pablo Sandoval was the biggest free swinger that he has ever managed. He said until we traded for Hunter Pitts.
I was going to say. Here's the 1-0. He lets it fly there and the count 1-1.
So the Giants have 2 of them. And Posey's in between.
There's Pence. Now a 1-1 outside. 2-1. Lance Lynn, just 25 years old. A lot of postseason experience. Last year was activated after being injured with a strained oblique and got into 10 games in the last 2 rounds of the postseason. As the count goes to 3-1. There's our old friend Brian Wilson. He was injured in April, and the Giants have done a great job filling in for their injured closer here in 2012.
Remarkable job.
Full count.
Talked about Mike Matheny and his use of the bullpen. Who could have used a bullpen any better than Bruce Bochy did in Game 4 against the Cincinnati Reds? Absolutely brilliant.
Won it all in 2010. First time for the San Francisco Giants. First time for the franchise since '54. That's a 2-out walk. So there you go. Mr. Free Swinger takes a first inning 2-out walk. Take a look at the defense for the Cardinals. Holiday in left. Jay in center, and you know Beltran's in right. He's already made a good play. Freeze at third, Cosma at short. Descalso at second, Alan Craig at first, and Yadier Molina does the catching. And you're talking about 2 of, well, in my estimation, the 2 best. Inches away from each other. Molina for the Cardinals, Posey for the Giants. Ball 1 outside.
Posey has a different approach depending on the count. When he's ahead in the count, he'll pull the ball. With 2 strikes, he's as good as anybody in the National League at going the other way. Outfield shaded around toward right center.
That is fouled off to the right. The count 1-1. Buster led the big leagues in hitting at .336. First catcher in the National League to win a batting title since Ernie Lombardi of the Boston Braves in '42. And it's something, Tim, you talked about many times before, mostly in regard to Joe Mauer in Minnesota, how hard it is to keep your hands fresh as a catcher and be able to hit down the stretch.
Usually they're raw meat until just after the All-Star game.
Here comes a 1-1. Runner at first, 2 out. The fly ball into left center field. Jay is to his right. First inning is scoreless in game 1 of the NLCS. Glad you're with us. Coming up for the Cardinals, it'll be Craig, Molina, Freeze, no score. Alan Craig leads it off. For St. Louis, no score. Only base runner was a 2-out walk to Sandoval in the bottom of the first. Craig takes a strike. Alan Craig led the National League in batting average with runners in scoring position. He's had trouble with his knees, but he has settled into the everyday first base job, and he is now the guy that takes over for Albert Pujols. Start of the year in the outfield, they keep him a little safer over at first base, and Tim, he really produces a lot of runs.
A lot of people talk about David Freese as the MVP of the NLCS in the World Series last year, and he was terrific. But Alan Craig hit 3 home runs in the World Series and 1 each in games 6 and 7, the famous games 6 and 7 for the Cardinals.
And so a guy with 5 career postseason home runs, and he's up on the count here, 2-1. Bumgarner had a perfect first inning. Craig may have broken his bat. He did, and the count 2-2. Bumgarner from Hudson, North Carolina, 23 years old, 6'5", 235. 10th overall pick back in 07. Was 34-6 in the minors.
How about that? His earned run average 2 in 2.5 years.
Made his big league debut in 09 at the age of 20. Started the World Series clincher in Arlington 2 Octobers ago to give the Giants a world championship, beating the Rangers. Did that at the age of 21 with a 23-year-old catcher receiving. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line into the corner. Blanco won't get there, and it's untouched. Foul ball, still 2-2.
The best time to jam a hitter is with 2 strikes, particularly a guy like Alan Craig and David Freese, because they go the other way. They're like Posey in that regard. So with 2 strikes in on the fists, and he fouls it off.
There the 5-5 for David Freese. Pujols leads the way for the Cardinals. Had a 3-homer World Series game last year in Texas. Fly ball into shallow center. Out goes Scudero. 1 out. So we welcome you inside our broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck. That is Tim McCarver. Good to be back with you. I haven't seen you in a while.
You're trying to set a record for on cameras today, right?
I'm not a huge fan of that, although I'm sure people go, yeah, right, sure. You want to be on camera? Sure you don't. This is a good matchup.
Oh, it really is.
The way the Cardinals got into this, the way the Giants got into this, these are 2 teams just bursting with confidence trying to get to the World Series.
Unbelievable.
Strike 1 to Molina.
This is what can be said, I think, about both divisions. Stunning, shocking, unforgettable for both teams. And Giant fans and Cardinal fans.
The 0-1. Good breaking ball. Strike 2. Bumgarner trying to turn in the first performance by a starter for the Giants. Lasting 6 innings. They got through Cincinnati, and they did it with their bullpen and some timely hits, games 3 through 5. The 0-2. Base hit left field. And so Bumgarner gives up his first hit. Yadier Molina, who hit .315 during the regular season, good for 4th best in the National League.
When a hitter goes up the ladder like Molina did, there's really nothing a catcher and a pitcher can do about that. He tried the 4-seam fastball, maybe a little higher, but there's sometimes you have to tip your hat to the hitter, and there's a good hitter right there, a guy who's made himself a good hitter.
David Freese, you talked about his postseason last year. was all world, and he was the guy that became famous off what he did in Game 6 in the World Series against the Rangers. Takes outside, ball 1. Tied the game in the 9th inning with a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run triple. Won the game a couple of innings later with a home run. That would have been a great game, but a footnote: had the Rangers won Game 7, they didn't. Carpenter started. Cardinals won their 11th World Championship. Check on the runner Molina, who, I don't even know if you can call that a lead. From the St. Louis area, Lafayette High School. The MVP of the NLCS against the Brewers and the World Series against the Rangers. 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, Joe, in Game 7 last year, the Texas Rangers scored 2 in the top of the first, and there was a pickoff of Ian Kinsler by Yadier Molina that a lot of people forget, but that was a key play. And Carpenter held the Rangers to 2 runs, and it could have been much, much worse were it not for the throw by Molina.
1-1 from Bumgarner, and he steps off. We talked to Carpenter earlier in the year, and he said Molina, to our pitching staff, is like a great left tackle to a quarterback in the NFL. He protects our blind side. 1-1. 2-1. Freeze, 6 RBIs this postseason. And he drew an important 2-out walk in front of the Descalso game-tying hit up the middle in Washington Friday night in the 9th. That's strike 2.
How about those at-bats the Cardinal hitters had in that 9th inning? Laying off some really wicked sliders from Drew Storen, the Washington closer. Mike Matheny saying he had to watch the game again just to see how close those pitches were, and he did yesterday.
He's stuck with the same lineup as he has the entire postseason, Matheny. That's down and away. And a count 4. This is a very different Giants team than the one that won it all. Dave Righetti, the pitching coach, back in 2010. That postseason was dominated by his starters. And Brian Wilson at the back end. 3-2. Another foul.
As an example, only 2 starters tonight here in the first game of the NLCS played in that World Series. Pablo Sandoval and Buster Posey. That's excluding Madison Bumgarner, who won that big game in Game 4 against Texas.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Freeze hits it into the gap in left center field. This ball is gone. 2-run home run, David Freeze. His 6th during postseason play, and last year's NLCS hero has put St. Louis on top 2-zip. Nice. Good at bat by the Cardinal third baseman.
Fouling off 3 pitches, gets the count to 3-2, and was looking away, got it away, and lasers it out to left center.
And so Freeze now has 8 RBIs this postseason, and the Cardinals jump on top. Descalso, who's from this area and was as much a hero in the division series as anybody, maybe the biggest one for the Cardinals as it turned out, bats with nobody on, 1 down. And he just keeps hitting. He's on with 1 out. Descalso, who hit just .227 during the regular season, is red hot.
Now that was a hanger. This is the home run in Washington. Or I beg your pardon, that was David Freeze's home run. Daniel Descalso will never forget that home run in Washington. The reaction by the Cardinals, obviously.
carried a long way on this pleasant night in San Francisco. Got out of here at the 382 mark. Yeah, Descalso homered in the 8th and came up and tied it with 2 outs in the 9th. And this guy, Pete Kozma, who was just 4 for 20, but was all over the place, scored a couple of runs in game 2, hit a 3-run home run in game 3, and won the game with his bat in game 5. Stands in.
Before the game, Pete told Ken Rosenthal and me that when Descalso, after the hit to tie it, was on first base, he stole second. Kozma didn't remember him stealing second. He told us that. He said, I did not remember. That's how locked in I was.
Yeah, breaking ball for a strike. And then with Jason Mott on deck, first base open, the Nationals pitch to Kozma. And the game's won with Kozma's bat.
Yeah.
And there's no way in that situation Mott's coming out of the ballgame.
Right. So instead of bases loaded, 2 outs and Mott hitting, they pitched to Kozma and he burned them with a 2-run single.
Mott, a former catcher, now the closer for the Cardinals. He had given up a run in the 8th and then had a 1-2-3 ninth to end it. Kozma was on his way to being in that category of a first-round bust. But he has paid his bonus back and earned every bit of it for the Cardinals with what he's done. I mean, whatever money they put into him as a first-round pick, what they've gotten out of him in October has been worth every penny.
Already.
1 on, 1 out. The 1-1 pitch popped up. Shallow right, long run for Pence. He's there. Kenny Rosenthal is with us. First of all, Kenny, good evening to you, and give us more on Pete Kozma.
Well, it's really interesting, Joe. General Manager John Mozeliak told us during the division series that the Cardinals considered dropping Kozma from their 40-man roster about 5 times during this season. That would have exposed him to waivers. They could have lost him, but at the same time, he's about a .230 career hitter in the minors. I'm not sure he would have been claimed.
And so Kozma then gets the opportunity because Rafael Furcal has been out since the end of August with an elbow issue in his throwing arm. He has not thrown a ball since he went down, and they're hoping that he can avoid surgery. It seems to be the plan right now, and Kozma's been a clutch performer. 1-1 on Lance Lynn. It was 3 out of 50 swinging the bat during the regular season. Descalso at first, 2 out. This has turned into a long second inning for Bumgarner.
And no chance for Descalso with a straight steal here with the pitcher hitting. He's thrown out at second base. The pitcher leads off the next inning.
Here's a 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Then last year, a big part of the Cardinal bullpen during the postseason. This year, an all-star and a major piece of the starting rotation. 2-1. 2-2. The guy he replaced, Chris Carpenter, gets the ball tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong, who was good in his Game 3 start against Cincinnati. Still 2-2. And making sure he didn't crack his bat with that foul ball.
Might be the first time he's ever bumped his bat on the ground, thinking he may have made contact enough to break it.
You seen others do it. It seemed like the thing to do. Full count. Descalso now will take off at first. Bumgarner's making this hard on himself. They won't hold against Descalso at first. pitcher Lynn. Ooh. And that's got Bruce Bochy and Dave Righetti talking to each other in the dugout for the Giants, with John Jay coming up. Jay grounded out to short his first time, trying to add to what's a 2-run second.
In 51, make that 54 total appearances this year, Lance Lynn did not walk once.
He has here in game 1 of the NLCS, and Jay takes a strike. Already 40 pitches on the night. The young left-hander gets the start after Matt Cain, the leader of the Giants rotation, went in game 5. Should end the inning. Scudero takes care of Jay. The Cardinals get 2, lead 2. You ever heard of this guy? David Freese. He knows what to do in October. 2-run shot, 2-0 St. Louis after an inning and a half. The second for the Giants, who trailed 2-0. Still that wide-eyed look by Hunter Pence, who is a free swinger. Takes a strike.
Buster Posey said that they could not have won the division series against Cincinnati without the fervor of Hunter Pence.
Breaking ball is good. Strike 2.
Don't throw him anything that he can reach until it becomes 3-2.
Longtime Houston Astro has seen a lot of Cardinal pitching over the years. The 0-2. Ball 1. And he could not have reached that. Pence has got 100 hits against the Cardinals, second most in the league since 2007. Started the year in Philadelphia. Ends the year in the postseason. That is outside. 95 from Lynn. 2-2. Pence trying to get on to start the inning. Shortstop Kozma has to hurry and got him. And for more on Hunter Pence and making her Fox Major League Baseball postseason debut, here's Aaron Andrews.
I'm just glad you're here with us.
Yeah,
I was very worried. Hey, Buster Posey and this entire Giants team is crediting Hunter Pence. We saw him pregame trying to pump up his team. That's exactly what he did game 3 right before the NLDS, or during the NLDS. And the guys are saying that they're calling him Reverend Pence because he went from being emotional to flat out mad, telling his teammates, we're not ready to go home yet. And still no word if he's blinking, but they are crediting this guy for getting him there.
Here is Lynn to his left off the mound and gets that chopper off the bat of Brandon Belt. 2 out. He's like the MLB answer to Keith Brooking. Ray Lewis. If you're asking who Keith Brooking is, I'm not telling you. Look him up. Google him. 2 linebackers. Keith Brooking used to do a lot more when he was with the Dallas Cowboys. Before that, Atlanta. And, you know, Ray Lewis of the Ravens.
Of course. Oh, yeah.
Inspirational down on the field. With 2 out, nobody on. Blanco takes a strike. Blanco now with Crawford on deck. Blanco, not a ton of power, can really run. Ball 1.
Yeah, the Giants only hit 103 home runs this year. This is a very difficult ballpark for home runs. 103 was last in the majors. They do not have a lot of comeback power to rely on.
Strike 2. In fact, in this park, there were only 84 hit all season, the fewest of any ballpark in the big leagues.
It's beautiful but tough.
Freese has a home run tonight. Blanco up to slap at it, and he fouls it away. Still 1-2. So the first time in the history of LCS play that the last 2 world champs meet. Both these teams beat Texas. inside. It's 2-2.
Last time the two previous World Series winners met was 1958. The Yankees and the Braves. The Yankees won in 56, the Braves in 57.
That's high and tight. Full count.
We'll get into it, but speaking of the Yankees, the loss of Derek Jeter, deplorable.
Last night's ride through the 9th inning and then into the extra innings for the New York Yankees. Highs and then a huge low. First of all, they can't score. They're not scoring any runs. Nobody's hitting. But last night, the last inning of play, Jeter fractured his ankle. Couldn't put any weight on it. Was carried off. And this is a guy with 200 career hits during the postseason. Their captain, the heart and soul of that team, had a great year offensively. And now he's not at the top of their lineup.
Edward Nunez was put in his place on the roster, but it's tough to fill those shoes.
Yankees down 2-0 as they lost earlier today to the Tigers. Wanko grounds out. Lynn has allowed only one base runner so far. Look at Chinatown here in San Francisco. Things seem like they're moving fast. 2-0 after 2. Two, 3, 4 hitters for St. Louis in the third, up 2-0 on a David Freese second inning home run. An inning, a 1-out hit by Molina. Then Freese had a long at bat, took a 3-2 pitch over the wall in left center field, and Bumgarner misses with ball 1 to Beltran, who flied to left. His first time up. Now chops one to Sandoval. Got the high hop. Gets the out. So Bumgarner. For well over a century, Madison Bumgarner's hometown of Hickory, North Carolina.
2,800 people.
2,800 people, okay. There's been an inordinate amount of Bumgarners in that area.
Right.
All over the place.
None of them, however, are nicknamed Mad Bum.
With 1 out, nobody on. You know, that's not a scientific survey. You've done that.
They've nicknamed him Mad Bum.
There could be another one of the.
There is not another Mad Bum in Hickory, North Carolina.
All right. All right. Here's a strike over the inside corner. It's 1-1.
Because only a baseball player could nickname you something like
Fair
that
enough.
and get away with it.
Fair enough. Mad Bum ready with a 1-1 pitch. Matt Holliday up and after it. 89-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 2.
Holliday going for a bad fastball out of the strike zone.
That long sweeping left arm action of Bumgarner misses outside. 2-2. Talk about full extension, both behind the body and follow through. Bumgarner, who is 6'5", 235. A lot of action coming at you. Holliday dumps one into center field for a 1-out hit.
Here's that motion. We used to talk about pitchers like Madison throws, that his foot hits the ground before his arm comes around. That's one of the reasons he's difficult to hit.
16-game winner during the regular season. He's now allowed 3 hits and a walk. Deals with Alan Craig. Popped up his first time, leading off the second. Holliday got a great jump, and there's no chance. That was first movement, and Holliday steals second.
No chance with Bumgarner coming home. He is easy to run on. And it was a changeup, too. So Matt stealing second base without a play.
Posey, who can see that out of the corner of his eye, just received the strike. No sense compounding it with a rushed throw. A high strike on Craig, who has the easier RBI chance now in the count 0-2. That long arm action, a reason Bumgarner has allowed so many stolen bases.
That's a good point and appropriate.
Here's the 0-2 outside, ball one. Molina on deck. Freeze would follow him. Giants, when they bat in their half of the third, will have Crawford, Bumgarner, and Pagan. 8-9-1. The 1-2 pitch. Got him looking 2 out.
That fastball was right on the money, slicing that outside corner to get Alan Craig. Posey's there. Could have been a little outside, but if you hit the catcher's mitts, you'll get those pitches.
Craig thought it was outside. Home plate umpire Gary Darling did not. 2 out. First strikeout for Bumgarner comes at a good time. The batter will be Yadier Molina. Drove home 76 runs, hit 22 home runs. Like we talked about with Posey, persevered that long year behind the plate. Hit .315. So he's tied Javi Lopez with that base hit his first time up. Now he shoots one to center. That's where baseballs go to die. Pagan back to get it. 1 out hit and a steal. Bottom of the third rolls in. 2-0 St. Louis. Brandon Crawford really tightened up his defense in the second half of the season. Overall, with the bat, hit .248, trying to get on to start the inning, showing bunt that pulls Freeze in, strike 1. Crawford, then Bumgarner, then Angel Pagan. Bumgarner can hit.
Yep, got a lot of power. 2 home runs this year.
That's inside, a ball and a strike. Lynn on 1-1. Hits the outside part, strike 2. Big catch from the shortstop position during the divisional series against Cincinnati in the 8th. In game 5. Scocci wanted to tighten up his defense. His best defensive group out there, and he and Pagan both made good plays in the 8th. The Reds didn't go quietly. More heartbreak for former Giants manager Dusty Baker and a team that has had a lot of talent. Cincinnati Reds lost 3 in a row in Cincinnati for the first time all year, and the Giants advanced to the NLCS. That's outside. 2-2.
3 innings before, I think, was the play of that game. 3 innings before that 8th inning was Buster Posey throwing out Jay Bruce at third base on a double steal on a 3-2 pitch, taken by Ryan Hannigan, the Cincinnati catcher. And I mean, Buster Posey threw a bullet to third base, and he did not get a good feel of the ball initially. It was a little juggle. He told me before the game that he had no feel for the ball whatsoever, but that was the key to that game, I think.
That's on the outside corner, struck him out in the first of the night for the Cardinal right-hander Lance Lynn. All right, so Bumgarner's coming up. We're going to give you more details about his hometown area and this crazy thing with his last name.
usually you have to be older to be a character, because you have to have a track record. He's a character at 23. He's funny, very personable, just a good guy that's loved in the clubhouse.
We ran into a character last year in Derek Holland, the left-hander for the Texas Rangers. One out, nobody on. That's strike 2, and Lynn is throwing hard. 0-2. With 1 out, nobody on. Bumgarner takes outside. Ball 1. Left-handed pitchers, they're a different breed. Molina was going to pop up and throw that one around the horn, and it's a 2-2 count. $2-0 game, and 2 out as Bumgarner strikes out. Okay, so for well over a century, Madison Bumgarner's hometown of Hickory, North Carolina, has an inordinate amount of Bumgarners dotting the landscape. Over 100 people in the area, 40,000, Tim, share this last name, giving it the nickname Bumtown. It's a German last name, a variant of Bumgarner. And by the way, James Garner, who made you weep in the movie The Notebook, his original last name is Bumgarner.
But he's not from Hickory, North Carolina.
No, he's from Norman, Oklahoma.
No, I didn't know that.
Well,
Boomer Sooner.
Ball 1 to Angel Pagan. 2-0. Pagan popped up his first time. Giants trying to become the first team in 25 years to make the World Series after hitting the fewest home runs in the big leagues. The last team to do it, the '87 Cardinals, who beat the San Francisco Giants in a 7-game NLCS.
Mike Krukow, who is an announcer in the ballpark tonight, won Game 4 of that series.
Two out, nobody on. It's strike 1 on a delivery around the belt. 3-1. Jose Oquendo, the Cardinal third base coach, hit a Game 7 3-run shot off Atlee Hamilton.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Leonard.
One flap Leonard.
One flap down was the MVP in a losing cause. He had such a good series.
Home runs in each of the first 4 games of that series. There's Mike. The Crew, enormously popular here in San Francisco, as is his partner tonight, John Miller, and Dwayne Kuiper. Dave Fleming fills out their group.
Here's a 3-2. Now you can walk into the media lunchroom tomorrow with head held high. You've named them all.
Well, I mean, they're great guys.
They're great. I
so
love
talented.
I love watching their TV crews.
I do too. I do too.
Kuiper and Krukow is a terrific combo.
K squared.
2 out, nobody on. 3-2 to Pagan. Popped up. Left side may go out of play. Freese gives it a look. And he's taller than Cosmo. So he gets the out. We go to the 4th inning. Freese will lead it off. He's gone deep. 2-0 St. Louis. And the guy who was Mr. October last year for the Cardinals, well, let's say one of them, because we're about to be joined by a guest. David Freese homered his first time up, a 2-run shot in the second. That music from Jack White, his new CD, Blunderbuss, which I can say, honestly, I bought on my own, not even knowing that Jack was going to give us some of his music to use during the postseason this year at Fox. Freese is first up. Took a ball. Chris Carpenter is going to join us during the inning on headset down in the Cardinal dugout while Freese bats. And there are about 40 things I could talk to you about. First of all, how about the other night? Are you over the comeback? It's just incredible to think that you guys did what you did, a 4-run ninth to get here.
Yeah, it was amazing. We were still talking about it today, just during BP, me and Wayno. I don't think we'll ever be over it. It was an amazing feat. We're sitting there with 2 outs and a man on third, and we come up with a 4 spot somehow. It was so much fun.
Do you feel like you have to talk quietly so that your teammates don't know you're on TV?
I hope so. Somebody's going to come over here and bother me.
I know they will, but you're doing your best. Here's a ball down and away, 3-1. There are very few big game pitchers left in Major League Baseball. You have to search to find them. You're one. Why is it different for you in October than it is at other times of the year?
I don't know. I've had that question asked before, and I don't know if I'm. Oh no, you got another one?
Nope. Into center. One out.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because I can eliminate the distractions and all the stuff that's going on better than most or not. But I just go out there and try to keep it the same, treat it the same game, and go out and try to execute pitches. And I've been fortunate to be able to do that.
What about the same ballparks, Chris? Because here the Giants only hit 103 home runs this year. Clearly, this ballpark is an easier park in which to pitch than most.
Yeah, and again, no matter what, that's just a distraction. I don't even think about that. I'm not concerned about it. I'm going out to execute my game plan against a good Giants lineup and hopefully give my team a chance to win.
Again to Descalso. Descalso's the hitter with 1 out, nobody on, and he hits another ground ball to the right side. This one a rocket down the line, and Descalso is at second with a 1-out double. What is going on with Descalso? He couldn't be any hotter, Chris.
I know. He's finally getting to play a lot too. They haven't always given him the chance to play, and he's a good player. He proved it in the minor leagues, and now he's getting a chance to play. He puts tough at bats on left-handers, and he's a lot of fun. He's a hard-nosed, old-school type baseball guy.
From the San Francisco area, that's 4 straight hits for Descalso. The 8th and 9th innings of Game 5 in Washington, and the first 2 times up tonight.
And then, Carp, you have Cosma behind you at shortstop, and he's another crazy story in the number 8 spot.
Oh, I know. It's been amazing for him, too. He gets a chance, and he's doing a great job for us. It was unfortunate that we lost Fuki, but Cos has done a great job. It's all about what you do with your opportunity in this game, and he's doing a good job with his opportunity right now.
I watched his post-game interview on TBS after getting the game-winning RBIs in Game 5. Tell me this guy's got a pulse. He almost flatlined during the interview.
He doesn't say anything. I don't think he does. I don't know. I did an interview with him after my game, and he had nothing to say. It's amazing.
Let's talk real quick, and then we'll let you go. With a runner at second, 1 out, Cosma hits it fair, past third, and down the line. In to score is Descalso, and that 7 and 8 combination for St. Louis produces yet another postseason run. It's 3-0.
I'm not sure I should go.
Yeah, I know how superstitious baseball guys are. I mean, these guys at the bottom of a lineup, Chris, and you know it from being on the mound, when the bottom of a lineup is producing with the kind of hitters you have in other spots, it makes the Cardinals very tough to pitch to.
No question about it. When these guys are doing what they're doing down at the bottom, it gives those middle guys a better shot too. But everybody's been doing their part. It's been a lot of fun.
Cosma got a great jump, and he steals third. Wasn't even close.
I was going to say that about Descalso with 1 out, and there's no organization better than the Cardinals in teaching when to run. 1 out, a great time to run, and now a lot of things can happen. With Lynn up at the plate, you could squeeze. If he gets a lazy fly in the outfield, you score a run, but an excellent play by Cosma.
Cosma, a guy who went first to third on a bunt. Here's Lynn with the infield in for the Giants. Chris will just cover what happened right here and hopefully get back to you. But Lynn, I will ask you this. Lynn is a guy that you helped out with his mental approach when he was bounced out of the rotation and went to the bullpen, right?
Yeah, he's a fierce competitor, but he's got some things to learn. He's a young kid.
When after that, he's now in a hole 1 and 2.
Yeah. And people didn't realize that this is his first really full year. He's out there starting. He's 25 years old or 26 years old. He's still got a lot of things to learn. And he got set to the bullpen, and he was a little upset.
Here's a 1-2. He went around, and that's out number 2. And that's really something I'm sure that as you came back, Chris, with Jay walking to the plate and you became an active player as opposed to somebody who was watching this season and you worked hard to get there, you had a little bit more of an influence on somebody like Lance Lynn.
Yeah, I've had multiple conversations with Lance because I really do like him. I think he's got a chance to be a top 1-2 guy in this league for a long time. He's just got to continue to learn from some mistakes and continue to compete, and that's what he's doing here tonight. He's been doing since he got back in the rotation. It's been a lot of fun to watch him pitch.
Chris, thanks for the visit.
All right, guys, thank you.
Good luck tomorrow night. Chris Carpenter, Game 2 starter tomorrow night for St. Louis, and Mike Matheny. Cardinals lead 3-0. John Jay at the plate with a runner at third, 2 out. That runner's Cosma, who has driven in another run. Sandoval even with a bag at third. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 on Jay, and Bumgarner, trying to limit the damage, could come up with a couple of big outs after the steal by Cosmo.
That fastball's the best pitch that Bumgarner has made so far.
Into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's 4-0 St. Louis. Cosmo right in the middle of the action yet again. RBI base hit by John Jay, and the Cardinals have a 2-run fourth.
Now Madison went from a very, very good pitch, that fastball on the outside corner, to the fastball inside. This is the pitch before the one that was hit, right on the outside corner. This is the pitch that Jay hit. A mistake inside, and he loops it to center for the 4th run of the Cardinals.
2 runs in the second, 2 more here in the 4th inning, and a 2-out RBI hit. The reaction from Yadier Molina in that Cardinal dugout as Beltran is booed digging in. Not too loud, but a guy who was frustrated that he didn't get more interest or conversation from the Giants when he became a free agent, signed a 2-year deal with the Cardinals after the Cardinals watched Albert Pujols leave and go to the Angels. Check on Jay.
Carlos Beltran has starred in the postseason but never played in a World Series.
Did so with Houston, did so with the Mets. Talking about starring in the postseason. Didn't get there last year with the Giants. He's here with the Cardinals. Ball 1. Giants have been outscored 18-2 at home during this postseason. They lost games 1 and 2, a combined 14-2 to the Reds. Trail 4-0 here. The count's 2-0 on Beltran, who has popped 13 career home runs. There's a strike, 2-1. Beltran hit just .228 after the 1st of July. With a good year of 32 home runs, 97 RBIs. Jay stole 19 during the regular season, a small lead. Gets a look from Bumgarner. The 2-1. Shot foul, 2-2. One out double by Descalso. RBI single by Cosma. He stole 3rd and scored on a 2-out RBI hit by John Jay. See what Cosma did in this inning. It was just a .236 hitter over 6 years in the minor leagues. Because of injury and timing with the way things happen in an organization, his number was up. He got the shot at the big league level when Furcal went down, and Talk about making the most of an opportunity. Here's a fly ball into left. Beltran, 2-run shot. Postseason home run number 14. And it's 6-0 St. Louis here in the fourth.
Carlos Beltran, along with being a marvelous athlete, loves this ballpark. Second highest slugging percentage in the National League, and he proved it once again.
And so the Giants still do not have a starter this postseason to last 6 innings. Because this swing and this home run is the end of the night for Bumgarner. He went deep twice. The same game during the divisional series, game 2. And in game 1 of the NLCS, a 2-run shot. Beltran makes it 6-0 Cardinals in the fourth. First pitch from Cantos is down to Matt Holliday. 73 pitch night for Bumgarner. For George Cantos, there are the numbers. 44 games. He's already been in 4 games this postseason. His bullpen's been good and it's been busy. They have a long night in front of them tonight. Posey didn't see it and now somehow recovers by the on-deck circle to get the out.
And slipping on that on-deck pad in the process. So a good recovery by Buster Posey for the 3rd out.
4 runs on 4 hits in the inning. Posey found it, made the play. Cardinals lead 6-0 into the bottom of the 4th inning in game 1 of the NLCS. Lance Lynn has a 6-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Scudero, Sandoval, and Buster Posey, the Giants. 2, 3, and 4 hitters. See if San Francisco can get anything going against Lynn, who has not allowed a hit. Breaking ball misses. 1-1. The next from Lance Lynn. Base hit left field. Scudero is on to start the 4th. He's been a hitting machine since picked up from Colorado. Tonight's game sponsored by Bank of America, the official bank of Major League Baseball. By Pizza Hut, make it great. And by T-Mobile, test drive our nationwide 4G network. Sandoval now with Buster Posey on deck, and the Giants needing to get something done against Lance Lynn, who just gave up his first hit of the night.
Talk about a hitting machine. Marco Scudero ended the season with a 20-game hit streak. So he didn't want the regular season to end and picking up in the postseason where he left off.
Slashed at and fouled dangerously off to the left into the seats. This crowd, which has been terrific here tonight, loud, wanting a reason to climb back into this game. Good fastball from Lynn. Tied Sandoval up just a bit. It's 0-2.
Joe, the Cardinals leading 6-0, and they know that you can come back from a 6-0 deficit.
No doubt. That was the situation 2 nights ago in Game 5 in D.C. when they came back to beat the Nationals. The 0-2. Sandoval has had a tough time battling weight issues last year. Did a lot of work to try and drop weight so he could move around better. It was an issue back when the Giants won it all in 2010. The 0-2. fouled back and a good rip.
I had a flashback of your visit with David Ortiz, the first Saturday game in Detroit this year. Red Sox at Detroit. You talked to David, and David said, look, I had to lose the weight. It was a matter of high cholesterol in my family. I had to lose it. And when someone is overweight like that, you just hope that it doesn't take a scare to make him lose weight. Still young, but
scare in 2010 was he couldn't get into the lineup.
Yeah, that's right.
The 0-2 is chopped foul. Aaron Andrews is with us. Aaron.
Bochy actually mentioned that he is in better shape now, and he simply couldn't do a lot of the things he's able to do right now. Two things that's also changed for him: his confidence, and he's grown up a lot more, Joe.
When you're thinner, you're more confident.
Oh, I think that's true for all of us.
Can't be too thin or too rich, isn't that the line?
0-2 the count. Runner at first, nobody out. That's off the outside corner. Ball one. Struck him out, and strikeout number 3 for Lance Lynn, out number 1.
That looked like a cut fastball in on the hands. Perfect fastball from Lynn. See that cutting action, the middle finger, that's what does the most work, riding in on the hands of Sandoval.
Cardinals not only have a guy in Lance Lynn in their rotation, and he's in there because of a shoulder injury to Jaime Garcia, their left-hander, who was lost after 2 innings in game 2. Lynn took over, and it's his spot now. Here is Posey taking the ball, but they've got Lynn who can light up a radar gun. They've got Joe Kelly in their bullpen who can. Mitchell Boggs who can. Mott who can touch the upper 90s, and Trevor Rosenthal can throw over 100.
How about his story?
Started the year in Double-A. That's outside 2-0.
Trevor Rosenthal had 638 players drafted before he was drafted. 638 is a 21-round draft choice and throws the ball over 100 miles an hour. The Cardinals did their work. A few other organizations didn't.
There's a foul out of play off the bat of Posey, 2-1. Power pitching is such an advantage in October when the temperature drops. And the Cardinals showed off some of that youth to the Nationals last week. Strike 2. Kenny Rosenthal doesn't throw 100, but he can type fast. Kenny, what do you know?
I wish I could throw 100, Joe. And every time Trevor enters a game, my Twitter blows up, people asking me if we are related. And what I've said is, no, we are not related. But if we were, I would take my laptop, throw it into the Mississippi River, and never bother anyone with my prose again. I would just sponge off Trevor for the rest of his career.
Oh, good. It's a window into your soul. That's just outside, ball 3. And a full count on Posey. 1 on, 1 out. Sandoval struck out after the leadoff hit by Scudero. Runner goes on a fly ball into shallow right. Drifting back to get it. Not hard hit. Beltran 2 down. Get to the game with Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Find your chance to win postseason tickets and an all-new Malibu at Chevy.com/tickets. Here's Hunter Pence, who the Giants would like to combine the fiery pregame speeches with more hits. Does not have an RBI, hitting under 200, and he's the protection for Buster Posey in this Giants lineup. Ball 1 outside.
Gives you an idea of Scudero, Sandoval, and Posey's years always on base for Hunter Pence. He had 253 and drove in 104 runs. just hard to do unless the guys in front of you are doing a great job getting on.
It's a cool night. Lance Lynn throwing hard. 95 for strike one. On deck, the left-handed hitting first baseman Belt. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball, base hit right field. Scudero will turn and go to third. The throw by Beltran cut off. First and third, 2 out.
Good two-strike hitting. Ball off the plate away. Told you that story about Bruce Bochy saying Sandoval was the freest swinger before trading for Hunter Pence. Now I think Hunter's taken over that job.
And he's on at first. 1 for 2 tonight, and it's up to Brandon Belt, who hit .321 from the end of July to the end of the regular season. In the air, base hit. Giants are on the board. Pence goes to third. It's 6-1.
Bruce Bochy has told Brandon Belt, be more aggressive. Don't take as many pitches. He's come up tonight. He swung at the first pitch the first 2 times and delivers his second time. First pitch hitting. He fell into that bad habit of taking too many pitches, like a lot with that pitch count stuff going up. That's what a lot of young hitters do today. They take too many pitches early in the count. Brandon didn't then.
3 hits in the inning. Belt broke his bat on that base hit into center. And now Gregor Blanco could make this an even bigger inning. 2 on, 2 out, 5-run game at 6-1. Foul. I don't remember this stadium being this loud in 2010.
No, I do. I do.
I mean, they are into this game.
Oh, they are. They love their gigantes.
Typically, these best-of-7 series start slow and build toward a crescendo, but they have started loud here tonight as Mota, the right-hander, will get loose. You got Crawford on deck, then the pitcher's spot. 2 out in the inning, first and third. Outside, ball 1.
Joe, if you detect that, and obviously you do, it might be the fact that in 2010, the Giants fans didn't have a chance to celebrate. All of the clinchers were on the road. The division in Atlanta, the National Championship Series in Philadelphia, and the World Series in Texas.
Good swing by Blanco, strike 2.
So the point is they want to be a part of it this year, and I think they're coming out loud.
That's a good point. Blanco, who was not a part of the Giants in 2010, was in the Atlanta organization in Kansas City. And Caracas, Venezuela waits for a 1-2 pitch. Center base hit. That's going to go all to the wall, all the way, and 2 runs are going to score. Blanco with a big swing here in the 4th. A 3-run inning, a 3-run game. The Giants are back in it.
Huge hit by Blanco. The Giants have cut the lead in half here in the fourth inning. Wow.
Lincecum getting loose in the bullpen with Aubrey Huff in the on-deck circle. But now it's on Brandon Crawford, the number 8 hitter, who struck out in his only at bat so far. Ball 1. No action for the Cardinals in their bullpen. There's Huff, such a big part of it in 2010. Two and 0. Moda and Lincecum getting loose.
If they get closer to tying it or take the lead, Lincecum's in there. If not, Moda will be the pitcher. If they get to the pitcher spot, and Huff.
The 2-0. 2 and 1. Hit the outside part behind in the count. Good pitch by Lynn. Bottom half of the lineup doing damage for San Francisco now. 2-1. 3 and 1.
A walk's a killer, but a hit's worse.
Full count. Still full.
Lynn mixing things up, throwing a breaking ball on a 3-2 count.
Good job by Crawford to get a piece of it.
Yeah.
See another pitch. Runner at third, 2 out. Into right field, a base hit. To the wall. Blanco scores on a 2-out RBI double by Crawford. And it's a 2-run game.
Now the bullpen will get very ready and ready in a hurry for the Cardinals. All the hits with 2 outs. Try to come back inside. And Crawford turns on it.
Joe Kelly will get loose. Blanco with the key hit of the inning. Now Crawford drives him in. And it's up to Aubrey Huff, who represents the tying run. Ball 1 outside. Huff hit 192 during the regular season, just 1 home run in 78 at bats. Two and 0. Molina's going to go buy time for Joe Kelly down the right field line.
We talked about it before, Joe. It's the longest walk a catcher can make, to go out to the mound and stall for time for somebody other than the guy that you call pitches for 3 2/3 innings to warm up. It's tough. And The thing is, Lance Lynn knows it as well as Yadier Molina knows it.
These Giants had so many thrilling and sometimes torturous wins in 2010. But that sign is referencing, here they are in 2012. The 2-0. 3-0.
I don't think in this ballpark it would be advisable to swing 3-0 almost regardless of your power. It's too deep in right field.
Cardinals got 4 runs in the top half of this 4th inning. The Giants with 4 runs scoring with 2 out. Here in the bottom half, a chance for more. 2 on, 2 out.
Predictably, Bruce Bochy has set Guillermo Mota down, and Lincecum will be the pitcher in the top of the 5th.
Pagan now with the tying runs on. 9th man to bat in the inning. Scudero. As Lincecum gets loose, Scudero, the next hitter, started it with a base hit. That's it. A 36-pitch inning. Wow. And Lance Lynn, who entered the bottom of the 4th inning leading 6-0, will give way to Joe Kelly. Giants are back in it. So is this crowd. 4th inning continues after this. Liberty Mutual game summary. David Freese with a 2-run home run. Carlos Beltran a 2-run shot. 14th career postseason home run. But now all Giants in the bottom of the 4th. 4 runs, all scoring with 2 out against Lance Lynn, who had not allowed a hit entering this 4th inning. He's allowed 4 runs on 5 hits. Joe Kelly, a hard-throwing rookie, dealing with Pagan. Crawford at second, Huff at first, 2 out. Ground ball up the middle. Descalso has it, flips for the out. He's done it with his bat, and now he does it with his glove. To his right, 1 pitch gets Pagan, frustrates Pagan. As Descalso makes the diving stop. We've got a game. Back after this from your local Fox station. Tim Lincecum into the ball game, a hero for the Giants in 2010 when he went 4 victories in getting the Giants their first championship since moving to San Francisco, working out of the stretch, and he almost hit Alan Craig to start the inning.
That's a key point, because in Cincinnati he pitched 4 1/3. He gave up 1 run. That was game 4. Game 1 by the Giants, 8-3, and he pitched from the stretch all 4 1/3 innings. And Bruce Bochy said he thinks it helped him. He almost had the mentality of a reliever.
Here's a 1-0. Up high, 2-0. 15 losses during the regular season, which surprised everybody from Lincecum. 17 wild pitches. So he was all over the place. Did not make that start. Cito did in the division series.
Excuse me, Joe, especially with Buster Posey right there, because he's got such great hands, great technique. To throw a ball by him is very difficult. Lincecum did it 17 times.
A called strike, and it's 2-1. Craig, then Molina, then Freese. The 2-1. Down and in, 3-1. A 4-1 postseason in 2010. A winner already once in the divisional series against Cincinnati coming out of the pen. Still could get a start in this LCS. That's high, and a leadoff walk. It's a different role for Tim Lincecum. You see what he did as a starter against Atlanta, against the Phillies, eventually against the Rangers. Now as a reliever in the division series, 2 games, a 1-0 record. Here's Yadier Molina after that leadoff walk. Lincecum came on in the second half of the season after a real tough first half. Just when they started to feel good about him, he got knocked around in his final 2 starts, so he gave way to Zito. Giants have won the last 12 very Zito starts. So that's why Lincecum is pitching out of the pen. A check on Alan Craig.
2-time Cy Young Award winner Tim Lincecum. It's been a long drop. He's trying to get it back.
Count 1-0 on Molina. He's 1 for 2. There's a strike. Ball and a strike. A lot of pitches up already from Lincecum. This one's down, and it's 2-1.
That was a splitter that he missed. Joe, it's all right for that fastball to be up, a high riding fastball, part of his arsenal. But there's a split that missed inside to Molina, that last pitch. But when you're breaking balls up, that's when you're in trouble.
Fouled on a play right side. 2-2. Cardinals got 4 last inning. Giants got 4. Giants doing it all with 2 out. We're back in it. Game 1 of the NLCS. Two to Molina. Struck him out. 1 away.
When Lincecum is right, he is very tough to hit. He has all of that movement before he throws the splitter. You can see that split fastball falling down out of the strike zone. Very difficult.
Lincecum 5-1 in his career against the Cardinals. That's ball 1 up and in. A lot of right-handed power for the Cardinals in their lineup. And you wonder if Lincecum gets the nod in game 4 over Zito. Because of that 1-0 pitch, this would be a nice audition for him. 1-1. Ken Rosenthal is with us. Kenny, what are your thoughts on the game 4 starter?
Well, Bruce Bochy is taking this one day at a time, and he told us before the game he enjoys having Lincecum as a weapon out of the bullpen. And we've seen other managers take the same approach in the postseason. Joe Girardi benching A-Rod in game 5 of the ALDS, saying, hey, we'll worry about tomorrow.
That is just high and tight. 2-1.
Thing about it is, and the difference with that, Kenny, was that A-Rod didn't agree with it, didn't like it, but Lincecum has welcomed it.
Up the middle, Scudero, flip, got them both.
Wow, great play.
The double play ends the top of the 5th. Lincecum, a scoreless first inning of work. Cardinals lead by 2. Cardinals put up 4 runs in the top of the 4th. The Giants answered 6-4 into the bottom of the 5th, and one of the young right-handers, Joe Kelly, who took over in the bottom of the 4th, will start this inning and deal with the same 3 hitters that greeted Lynn to start the fourth. Scudero, Sandoval, Posey. Scudero 1 for 2. Strike one. Tim Lincecum and Brian Wilson. The conversation after Lincecum got through that top of the fifth. Tough play. Cosmo will watch it go into center. And Scudero 2 for his 3 at bats here tonight.
That ball had a lot of topspin on it. When it has topspin, it gathers speed. And Cosmo went after it like there was going to be a play, and it skipped on by him.
Scudero started it with a hit last inning. And it took until 2 were out for Pence to get a hit. Belt. Gregor Blanco with a 2-run triple. Brandon Crawford with an RBI double. Zepchinski, a left-hander. Salas, a right-hander, getting ready for St. Louis in their pen. Strike one on Sandoval.
I tell you, we talked about that 20 game as a lefty-righty, only lefty in the Cards bullpen up. But we talked about that 20 game hit streak for Scudero at the end of the season. He's 36 years old. And you've heard that expression a lot. It's like wine, aging like wine. He's a better hitter now, I think, than he's been at any time in his career. And I think he'd agree with that.
Check on Scudero.
He was 7th in the National League in hitting. That's remarkable.
This is a 2-run game now, so it brings the running game back into play.
Yep.
So Kelly paying attention. He's got a great weapon behind the plate in Yadier Molina. He can shut down running games. Right side, diving stop Craig, and the only play to the bag. 1 out.
Boy, that's a fine play by Alan Craig. Just hoping to gather it in and get the 1 out. Take the out, and he did. Watch him look at second base, realizes he's not in throwing position, and gets Sandoval.
That's why when you see a left-handed first baseman, such an advantage to try and make that throw.
That's a great point, and it's, when you think about it, it is a left-handed thrower's position.
Here's Posey, tying run at the plate, 1 out. Ball 1. Posey is 0 for 2. He's flying to center, fly to right. Outside, 2-0.
Here's a situation where Buster Posey will try to pull the ball. Counts in his favor. He'll look inside and try to pull it.
2 home runs in the division series. 24 during the regular season. With a great young catcher. 2-0 pitch. It had a wrinkle on it. It's 2-1. Kelly, another guy who bounced between the rotation and the bullpen this season for Mike Matheny. Matheny is going to get to the World Series. He's going to have to call on the young, hard-throwing right-handers in his bullpen to help get him there. The 2-1. Outside. 3-1.
Close. You notice Molina, because Posey, and Molina knows Posey very well, knows he likes to pull when he's ahead in the count. Everything is stayed away, or staying away.
2 on, 1 out after a walk to Buster Posey.
Joey, look at a young right-hander like Joe Kelly. Reminds us of something that happened to Roberto Kelly, the first base coach, yesterday. He was hit in the back of the head during batting practice for the Giants. Roberto was hospitalized, but he's home now. He's doing fine. He has a mild concussion. That's our report. And in his stead is Joe LaFay, tonight the interim first base coach. But all the Giants and Giant fans and fans of baseball are hoping that he gets well very, very soon.
2 on, 1 out. Hunter Pence takes the ball. Mentioned it last time up. Now 101 hits in Pence's career against Cardinal pitching. All those days as a Houston Astro. Takes a strike. Big tailing fastball, 94 from Kelly. It's 1-1. Brandon Belt on deck had an RBI hit and a run scored in that 4-run fourth.
Don't throw him anything he can reach.
The 1-1. Flare into left. Holiday coming to get it. 2 out.
And Hunter reached that one, but it was in on the hands. Ball about 4 or 5 inches inside. Molina setting up in there. Maybe not that much. Right off the trademark.
That's it for Joe Kelly. Zepchinski, who hasn't appeared since a rough game 1 of the division series, is into the action. Belt coming up. 2 on, 2 out in the 5th. Only left-hander for the Cardinals. Zepchinski misses off the plate, but a check swing, he went around. Strike 1 on Brandon Belt as they appealed to Greg Gibson, the third base umpire.
Close.
So the 0-1 from Zepchinski. First appearance since game 1 of the division series. That's outside. The only left-hander for Mike Matheny, and he's using him right here in the 5th. Gave up the winning runs in game 1 of that division series in St. Louis against the Nationals. The 1-1. Fly ball into left center. Jay has it. The inning is over. A hit, a walk, 2 left. Giants have stranded 5. We played 5. Cardinals lead by 2. For the Cardinals coming up here in the 6th, Descalso and Cosma. The division series, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, 11 runs scored. And that combo tied it and won it in game 5 in D.C. And tonight they've been busy. Descalso will lead it off, 2 for 2 with a run scored. Cosma, an RBI single, a stolen base, and a run scored. Lincecum pitched a scoreless 5th, as did the combination of Joe Kelly and Mark Zepchinski, as Trevor Rosenthal, the right-hander for St. Louis, gets loose down the right field line. A 1-0. 1-1.
Thing is, for the Giants, in the 6th inning, they have 2 left-handed hitters coming up to face Zepchinski. So it's a tough job for Mike Matheny right now to determine whether you should use the pinch hitter or leave Zepchinski in there to bunt him over if they have runners on at either first and second.
There's a strike. It's 1-2. Those 2 hitters will be Blanco and Crawford.
If there are 2 outs and nobody on, there's no question Zepchinski is going to hit for himself. But if there's a man on, you leave him in the bunt.
Right side, he's pulled 3 pitches tonight and retired for the first time this evening. Descalso out with Belt tossing to Lincecum. Tonight's game sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Gatorade. Gatorade knows it all begins within. Win from within. 1 out in the 6th inning, and Cosma digs his way in. Zepchinski gets another crack at it tonight. Kozma in that game 1 of the division series made an error to start the 8th inning defensively. It helped lead to those two-out runs scoring against Zepchinski, but it hasn't slowed down Kozma. He has taken a full swing and has shown some pop. He fouls that one off the hockey-style mask of Posey, and that one got him. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kozma. In the air to left, hard hit right at Blanco, 2 out. In-game box score for the Cardinals. Guy who just flied to left, 1 for 3 on the night. Up at the top, Jay with a 2-out RBI single. Beltran a 2-run shot. Further down the order, the number 6 man Freeze with a 2-run shot. The in-game box score brought to you by Geico. As Skip Schumacher takes the ball outside, and that answers that. It'll be Rosenthal to start the 6th inning fresh. Zepchinski goes 1/3 of an inning. He got Belt in the fly ball to center. So his night is over. Here's a 2-0. Little fly ball into left. Blanco, a sliding catch to end the inning. This has turned into a fun, good game in San Francisco, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Blanco sliding to end the top of the 6th. Rosenthal coming in. Cardinals up 6-4. And then either Lincecum or a pinch hitter for the Giants down 2 here in the 6th.
I'm a little surprised the Giants don't have action in their bullpen since the pitcher, Tim Lincecum, is scheduled to hit 3rd.
Blanco tries to bunt. Rosenthal fires a strike. 1 to the plate, 1 to first. 1 out. How about this kid? Started the year at Double-A, and we already talked about him, but there are a few guys that can legitimately get it up there in triple digits. Chapman from the Reds, nobody throws harder, but from the right side, this is about as hard as anybody throws in the league.
And to reiterate what we said earlier, as the Giants bullpen, Jeremy Affeldt is up, about ready, going to get ready. But I mean, he throws it over 100 miles an hour, and yet 638 players were drafted before Trevor Hoffman. That, to me, is one of the more eye-opening draft stats or draft notes that I've ever seen.
Trevor Rosenthal.
Trevor Rosenthal, I beg your pardon.
He hopes to someday be Trevor Hoffman.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a foul on a play left side. And the count's 0-2. So you've got there are guys that can throw hard, upper 90s, but then he'll throw an 80-mile-an-hour curveball that's knee-buckling.
Yeah. Got a slider, but that combination fastball, curveball, lethal.
A starter in the minor league, so he has more than just heat. Terrio on deck. That one bounces in.
Mike Matheny saw him, Trevor Rosenthal that is, he saw him while being a roving instructor 2 years ago. And there was something that obviously just caught his eye, but at that time he didn't throw quite as hard as he was now. It was the Tri-Cities of Moline, Davenport, Rock Island.
That's into left, will carry to Holiday. And our Geico in-game box score for the Giants looks like this. All the damage, 4 runs, 5 hits. Done in the 4th inning. Scooter all part of that. Leadoff hit from Marco in the 4th and in the 5th. And then later on in that 4th inning, RBI hits by Belt, Blanco, and Crawford. Ryan Terrio will hit. Lincecum's night is finished. 2 scoreless innings, no hits from Lincecum. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Terrio, former Cardinal. Takes low. Ball one.
Joe, looking ahead, to me, not allowing Lincecum to hit with 2 out and nobody on guarantees that he'll be starting on Thursday night. That'll be game 4.
2-0. I think he's shown enough in this postseason. I think he matches up better against the Cardinals than Zito.
I agree.
Here's a 2-0. Little high, 3-0.
Barry Zito, by the way, Bruce Bochy's saying that he would probably, if it looks like it's going to be a tie game, that he would probably use Barry Zito in extra innings as more or less a second, third, fourth starter. That's what a lot of managers do with a starter put in the bullpen during the postseason.
Zito got hot in the second half.
Yeah, 15-game winner.
Here's the 3-1. A 2-out walk. Will bring the tying run up with Pagan walking to the plate. Angel 0 for 3. He's popped up, fouled out, bounced into a force out when he was robbed of a hit. That long bottom of the 4th inning on a diving stop by Descalso, the second baseman to his right.
Yeah, if that gets by Descalso, that's another run for the Giants.
One on, 2 out. Pagan. Strike 1. Angel hit 8 home runs. Switch hitter. 288 during the regular season, but was hot down the stretch. Scored the most runs in baseball from August 3rd on. The 0-1. What a weapon to be able to call on Rosenthal, even with the inexperience, to come in and throw like this. The count 0-2. That young bullpen is the reason why the Cardinals had a chance to come back in Game 5 of the division series in D.C. The only run that scored after the 6 against the starter Wainwright was against Mott in the bottom of the 8th. A 9-7 win. Now the 0-2. Out of play. By rallying from down 6-0, the Cardinals in Game 5 accomplished the biggest comeback in a winner-take-all postseason game in MLB history.
The day before, the San Francisco Giants had a 6-0 lead and fended off the feisty Cincinnati Reds. And the Giants won the game.
They made history in that series.
Yeah.
The 0-2. Ball 1. Only team to win the final 3 on the road to win a best-of-5 after dropping the first 2 at home. Bruce Bochy, while he doesn't reveal much to the general population, evidently let his team hear it as well in a positive sense prior to Game 3. And as soon as he finished his pregame Newt Rockne speech, up stepped Hunter Pence. And the fire and brimstone from Pence carried over into the dugout, out onto the field, and an extra inning win, and they were alive. And then they won Game 4, Game 5. Here they are. Another 1-2. Got him looking. Strikeout for Rosenthal as he gets Pagan. And that sends Game 1 into the 7th. We've got 10 runs that have scored in this game, but we've seen these two teams flash some leather. It's been a good Game 1. 6-4 Cardinals into the 7th. Back after this from your local Fox station. Felt the left-hander takes over, 4th pitcher of the night. Bumgarner could not get through 4. Contos finished it. Lincecum 2, now Affeldt. The Cardinals, it appears going to go back to their bullpen with Mujica getting loose after Rosenthal worked a scoreless 6th. So the wheels are turning. And here in the 7th, top of the lineup for St. Louis, Jay, Beltran, and Holiday.
Jeremy Affeldt has done a very good job out of the bullpen. Bruce Bochy can get more distance out of that left-hander than he can out of Maharis or, for that matter, Javier Lopez. Avoiding that injury in Game 5 in Cincinnati. And that foul ball was hit by Gregor Blanco.
Yeah, good pitch on the outside corner, starts the 7th. And John Jay, who had an important 2-out RBI hit in the 4th inning, not just to score that run, but to get Beltran up, who went deep to left. As a right-hander, Casilla gets loose.
I think Bochy has Casilla up just in case the left thumb of Affeldt causes him to throw wild pitches if he gets wild in the process.
Jay hits it in the air to left. Back is Blanco, 1 out. Got a good jump. Let's go down to Aaron Andrews. Aaron.
Just to add on what Tim was talking about with Jeremy Affeldt and jamming his hand in Game 5 when he was standing on top of the stairs in the dugout when that ball was lined in. He's kind of the walking disaster version of me, actually. He last year stabbed his hand when he was trying to separate frozen burger patties. I don't blame him with that one. And then this year he went on the DL, spraining his knee trying to hug his son. Sounds like a good time.
Stay away. Giant schleprock, but he can pitch. He's been a big part of this bullpen, certainly was in 2010 when they won it all. Beltran gets booed a little louder after that 4th inning home run. All 3 of his home runs have been right-handed this postseason. And strike 1.
I think a lot of Giant fans overreacted, understandably, when they saw the cast, that cloth cast on Affeldt's hand after that incident where Blanco fouled it off. He didn't want it injured in the celebrations.
That is just low. 2-1.
And I think that's a valid point, too. But I think the next memo from the Major League Baseball office from the commissioner will be something about taking more control over celebrations.
Here's a fly ball to left. Blanco, 2 out.
Be they celebrations after a win like the Giants had after Game 5 in Cincinnati, or celebrations at home plate. I mean, they're getting out of hand. They like hunt guys down, chase them all over the field. I mean, it's funny, but the chance of injury is just too great for these guys to be celebrating in that fashion.
2 out, nobody on. The batter is Holiday. Grounds to short. Crawford to his left. Quick and easy inning for Jeremy Affeldt.
I can't wait for Tony Bennett. Cannot wait.
Well, until then, you're going to have to look at more about what Beltran's done in October. 13 home runs coming in, and back in the 4th inning, he hit number 14. That was a Bumgarner, and that was the end of his night. Made it 6-0 at 6-4. Time to stretch, and let's go to the public address announcer Rennell Brooks Moon for the introduction of God Bless America.
Please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and our military troops around the world with the singing of God Bless America. We now welcome 17-time Grammy winner, 7-time Emmy winner, and San Francisco's greatest ambassador, Mr. Tony Bennett.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Everybody, God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Edward Mujica, who was picked up from the Marlins at the trading deadline, really the only major acquisition by John Mozeliak, the Cardinals general manager, at the deadline. Takes over as we're into the bottom of the seventh. It's a formula of Mujica for the seventh, Boggs for the eighth, Mott for the ninth. 6-4 St. Louis, 1-1 on Scudero, 2 for 3. Mujica's got the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. The 1-1. Strike 2. A little craftier right-hander in Mujica than Rosenthal, who pitched that scoreless 6th inning and showed just how good and electric his stuff is. 1-2. Struck him out. And Scudero retired for the second time tonight. Good start for Mujica.
That's not bad to strike out a guy swinging and missing like Scudero with the splitter. For a guy who swung through only 15 pitches since August 3rd. 15. That doesn't mean he made an out on him. He just swung through it. Could have been the first strike, second strike, third strike.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, it really is.
Here's Sandoval. Got to say something about the 86-year-old Tony Bennett. How good, how great is he?
I was thinking the same thing.
Can't let that go without a comment.
Can you still hit notes like that when you're 86 years young?
Off the outside part to Sandoval. Hitless tonight with a walk. In on his hands, out of play, strike 1.
Tony, by the way, on October 22nd, he comes out with a new album, Viva Duets. He sings Rags to Riches with Romeo Santos, and it's a bit of crass commercialism, but Fox is looking to license that CD. So I'm giving the company a pop.
Hey,
big deal.
The 1-1. Are you already answering your critics on that one?
Kind of. But it is crass. But so what? It's Tony Bennett. Come on.
1-2 on Sandoval.
Who, by the way, has gone from rags to riches.
No, there used to be a ballpark here with you and Tony.
No. Tony, a national treasure.
On a clear day. Here's the 0-2 to Sandoval. Got him with a fastball. Tipped into the mid of Molina. 2 out.
2 straight strikeouts for Maharis. That's Scudero with the splitter and the tailing fastball. Hits Sandoval.
Casillas been up once. Now again. Edward Mujica. is taking care of Scudero. Sandoval gets strike one on Posey. Posey tonight hitless, 0 for 2 with a walk. Mujica could strike out the side. Didn't get any headlines when the Cardinals got Mujica from the Marlins, but he's been a big addition.
Here for the year, he's been in 70 games. Not only good, but a workhorse.
Cardinals picked up Octavio Dotel at the deadline last year and used the heck out of him in the postseason. Now Jim Leyland's doing it with the Detroit Tigers.
Tigers, by the way, up 2-0 in that series. They beat the Yankees again today.
The state of starting pitching and the matchups that exist now out of bullpens. What a luxury from Matheny or now Leyland to have somebody with seemingly a rubber arm able to go out there night after night. That's what Mujica does, and he strikes out the side in the 7th. Can't do it any better than number 44 for the Cardinals. We go to the 8th, game 1, 6-4 St. Louis. 8th inning, 6-4 St. Louis on top. They've led since the 2nd inning, and Santiago Casilla is the 5th pitcher of the night for the Giants. Good job by each bullpen. All the runs off the 2 starters. And this is really a good start to what should be a fun series. Mitchell Boggs gets loose for the Cardinals. Both teams have shown the ability this postseason alone that they don't go easily. They don't quit. That almost got a piece of Alan Craig, 2-0.
I'll tell you, Joe, with the way the bullpens are designed, this fastball inside almost hits Craig. But the way the bullpens are designed, particularly in the postseason, it's a lot tougher to hit with the different matchups. They throw numbers at you, they meaning the managers.
Good 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Does anybody throw under 90?
No.
Anymore?
No.
2-1.
I mean, it may be simplistic, but a guy who's out there pitching 1 inning can unload both barrels. He has nothing whatsoever to save anything for. No pacing yourself like a starter.
That's ball 3. Craig has walked already once tonight, 0 for 2. Bumgarner still out there for the Giants. Couldn't get through 4 tonight. 6 runs on 7 hits. 3-1. Good pitch. Strike 2. Full count. Here's a 3-2 pitch and a foul off the bat of Craig to keep it alive. Allen ended up during the regular season 6th best average in the National League. 22 home runs, 92 RBIs, and he lights up when there are runners in scoring position. Here he's leading off the 8th. Good at bat. Crowd has had some fun, and they're going to be worn out at the end of the night. They've been cheering since 4 or 5 o'clock local time. Now just after 8. 3-2. Another foul. Little heat on that pitch in a hittable area for Alan Craig.
Experienced hitters can tell over the last 2 pitches that he was going to throw a fastball. And the reason for that is a lot of pitchers get in bad habits of waiting until the catcher puts the sign down and then they shake their head yes. The only pitch you locate is a fastball. So when he does that, you know a fastball's coming. You don't know where it's going to be, but you hit off the fastball. And you talk to pitchers about that, and they don't know they're doing it.
Now he goes through a series of signs. Shook off the fastball. Posey went to the slider, shook that off, went back to the fastball. So a little deception by Casilla, and Craig got out. And now they go back to the fastball.
Right.
3-2 pitch. Shattered bat. Crawford. 1 out. 9 in a row retired by this Giants bullpen tomorrow night here on Fox. Game 2 of the NLCS. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And then on Tuesday night, TBS will have Game 3 of the ALCS from Detroit, starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific in that good matchup. Here's our matchup tomorrow night. Carpenter, our interview guest earlier in the game, against Ryan Vogelsong. Carpenter a winner in Game 3. Vogelsong a good effort in Cincinnati. No decision in that extra inning win. And the matchup in the ALCS, Verlander and Sabathia. The Yankees are up against it. Not only down 2-0, but facing the reigning AL Cy Young and MVP. 17-game winner from the regular season. 2-0 this postseason. Coming off that 4-hit shutout in the decisive Game 5 in Oakland. We get Detroit to the ALCS. Nobody better in the game for my money out of the starting rotation on any roster than Justin Verlander.
I couldn't agree more.
It's really stepping out on a limb. And here's a chopper left side. High hop for Sandoval. Bad throw. An unforced error he had forever with Molina running. E5.
You know, sometimes when you take forever, you're giving the first baseman a chance to get over and cover the bag. But Brandon Belt was there well in time to receive a good throw. The ball in the dirt and in between hop, and an error on Sandoval. Careless on that play.
Made 13 during the regular season, and that's about as easy as it's going to get on that high hop for Sandoval. A slow runner going down the line. Now Freese, who's homered tonight. 6 career postseason home runs. 1 for 3 on the evening. Timeout is called prior to the throw. Mentioned Carpenter tomorrow night. 10-2. In his career during the postseason, it'll be his 18th career postseason start against Ryan Vogelsong. No record. That good start under his belt in Cincinnati. Strike 1 on Freese. Red hot Descalso, who has 2 more hits tonight on deck. 1 on, 1 out. Good pitch, strike 2.
That was a spinning slider right there. It's a dangerous pitch, yeah. Guy with David Freese's power.
See it ready. So's Freese. 0-2. Got him. 2 out.
Again, the best time to jam a hitter, the best time to come in, generally speaking, is with 2 strikes, because the good hitters guard the plate with 2 strikes and that's when you can get inside.
Before the Descalso at bat, a meeting on the mound as Posey goes out. And for Bochy and Matheny, guys they've called upon out of the pen have been outstanding. And one hit allowed. And in this 8th inning, Garcia's trying to get around the error by Sandoval. He'll have to get Descalso. We had 2 home runs in the division series. So Jose Mijares gets loose for the Giants. Ball 1. Descalso singled in the 2nd, doubled and scored in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th. He's pulled the ball 3 times. Good pitch inside corner, a ball and a strike. Strike 2.
That's a backdoor slider right there. That ball was intended to be thrown away. Posey sets up away, catches the outside corner.
Descalso strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Garcia gets around the error. Bottom of the 8th. Pence to lead it off. Boggs coming in. St. Louis up 2. And Mitchell Boggs, the 8th inning man, to get it to Mott into the game. First up, Pence. Ball 1. Boggs, another guy in the upper 90s with his fastball. Pence has a hit and a run scored tonight. That happened back in the 4th, 1 for 3. Two and 0. Cardinals have Salas in their bullpen and Mott. We got into a long extra inning affair. You could see Loesch. 2-0. Chop third base side. Foul ball. 2-1. While we have a chance, here's tonight's State Farm Get to a Better State recap. We give you a couple of guys and what they've done against Madison Bumgarner this season. First in the regular season, David Freese on May 16th took Bumgarner out of the park. Beltran did it in St. Louis on August 9th. And those 2 guys have home runs tonight off Bumgarner. Freese in the 2nd, Beltran in the 4th. State Farm for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state. There's a fly ball into right. Back is Beltran in front of the track. 1-0.
Earlier, you said on a catch in center field that's where fly balls go to die. Right field, too. You hit it to right in this ballpark. It better be on the ground or on the line.
And from a right-handed batter, good luck.
Yeah, forget it.
Barry Bonds, on the other hand, had no issues.
62 splashdowns, balls hit into McCovey Cove. Barry Bonds had 36 of them.
Here's Belt, comebacker. Boggs off the mound for out number 2. And they wait for home run shots out there in right. Kayaks.
Beautiful.
Canoes. Speedboats. Fishing boats.
McCovey Cove. Willie McCovey, a regular visitor here. One of the great guys mannered until a fastball, a low fastball came in.
Here's Blanco. Gregor has a big 2-run triple in this game. That came in the 4-run fourth inning. How did you guys try to get Willie McCovey out over the years?
It was terrifying for a guy holding a runner on with Willie McCovey hitting.
First base coach, too.
Oh, yeah. Pleading with the catcher and the pitcher. Don't throw anything down and in.
Here's a 1-0 to Blanco. 1-1. Both bullpens tonight just about perfect. Boggs follows Mujica, Zepchinski, and Kelly. On the other side, Cantos, Lincecum, Affeldt, Casilla. 1-1. Ball 2. One guy I failed to mention in the Cardinal bullpen is one of the youngest of the group out there, Shelby Miller, who stays on the roster in his NLCS. That's strike 2. Shelby was added during the division series when the Cardinals put Jaime Garcia on the injured list. They could add a pitcher. Garcia is likely facing shoulder surgery. He's had 3 opinions. Shoulder slowed him down a couple of times this season, and the talented left-hander's had a tough time with that shoulder, and he is facing, it appears, surgery, which would cut into 2013. Here comes a 2-2 from Boggs. In the air to left, easy for Holiday. The great bullpen work continues. That sends us into the 9th inning. Game 1, NLCS, St. Louis up on San Francisco 6-4. For the Giants in Game 1, Jose Mijares is number 6. Good work by Casilla, Affeldt, Lincecum, Cantos, in relief of Bumgarner, who went 3 2/3, allowed all 6 runs tonight. Cardinals do not have a hit since the 4th.
2 base runners against 4 relievers.
Here's Cosma, not a bad idea, trying to drop one down, but it's foul. It's Cosma now, Shane Robinson on deck, and then John Jay against Mijares with Jason Mott. Cardinal closer getting loose. They'll have at least a 2-run lead in the bottom of this 9th. Cosma. Strike 2. Cosma with an RBI single, a stolen base, a run scored, and that 4-run fourth for St. Louis. Each side got 4 in the 4th. After the Cardinals got 2 in the 2nd on the home run by Freese, and that's all the scoring. Fouled back. And this Cosma, not a big guy. He gets a pretty good rip. Count still 0-2. Not only does he have a single for an RBI, but he's lined out to left. Another 0-2. Down for ball 1. The Giants in their half of this 9th will have the 8, 9, and 1 spots. Crawford, pinch hitter, and Pagan. 2 pinch hitters at the start. Cosma strikes out.
Wow, what a disappearing slider by Mijares. Watch this ball break. It disappears on Cosma. He missed that ball by about 8 inches. That is nasty right there.
So 1 out. Shane Robinson will come off the bench to bat for Boggs. 1 scoreless inning for Mitchell. After Mujica struck out the side in the 7th. Rosenthal worked a scoreless 6th. Zepchinski got 1 out, the only man he faced in the 5th. Joe Kelly started the relief effort in the 4th inning. He went 1 scoreless frame. Robinson, 2 quick strikes. Bruce Bochy wants to go with 2 pinch hitters to start the ninth. He can call on Nady, Arias. We can stick with Crawford. The 0-2. Ball 1.
I think you stick with Crawford and perhaps let Hector Sanchez, the switch hitter, hit against Mott. Then you have 3 left-handers facing Mott. I think that's your best bet right there.
Fly ball slicing into right. Pence. 2 out. John Jay, who has 1 RBI hit in 4 trips to the plate tonight, bats with 2 out in the ninth. Late swing and a miss. Good zip from Mijares. 92 miles per hour. Strike 1. Strike 2. Bullpen for the Giants could not do any better. Go to the bottom of the 9th inning in game 1. A scoreless ninth by Mijares. Mott will take over, trying to save game 1 of the NLCS. 2 runs scored in the 4th inning, 4 on each side. The difference, that early 2-run shot by David Freese. Cardinals don't have any hits since the 4th inning. The Giants have only 1. The 1 through 4 hitters for San Francisco, they've struggled tonight. Jason Mott, who tied for the league lead with his career high 42 saves during the regular season, is trying to wrap up game 1 of the NLCS. It is Crawford to start it. Hector Sanchez on deck. Strike 1. Mott had a 1-2-3 9th inning after the Cardinals had a 4-run top of the ninth to win game 5 of the division series on Friday night. He did give up a run in the bottom of the 8th. Ripped foul. That ball was smoked by Crawford, who hit 4 home runs during the regular season.
Brandon realizing, pardon me, that you've got to speed it up with a guy who throws as hard as Mott.
Went a little too fast.
Yeah.
Now the 0-2. Fought off. Crawford tonight, an RBI double. 2-out RBI double back in that 4-run 4th. Ball 1. In the air to center. Jay back to get it. 1 out. Jay has blossomed, by the way, into one of the best defensive center fielders in the game.
He really has. A lot of hard work, speed. He can track a fly ball.
And he's fearless at the wall. which he showed in the division series with a catch he made in game 2. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Hector Sanchez. The switch hitting catcher off the bench. To bat for Mijares. Strike 1.
Rally caps, Giant style.
Strike 2. Nothing in 2 with Pagan, the leadoff man, waiting on deck. As Mott tries to close out this game, it'll be a discretionary win handed out by the official scorer, and right now we're told it would go to Mujica. As the starter, Lynn, didn't go the required 5 innings. He didn't go 4 and 3 2/3.
And Mujica struck out the side in the 7th.
Here's the 0-2. Ball 1. 98 from Jason Mott. Bumgarner would get the loss. His second of this postseason. Just inside 2-2.
That was meant to be that backdoor slider at the back leg. It was effective, but inside. Watch his left leg.
Giants just need one base runner to have a chance. The former catcher, Mott. High heat, 97, fouled back by Sanchez.
Bob Brinley, our pal, made a great point in the division series working with Dick Stockton. He said that Jason Mott is a converted catcher, and he pitches like he caught. And it's understandable. He's got that where he deliberately brings the ball out, shows it to the hitter. There's no deception there.
Here's a pop-up. Left side, Holiday has out number 2. Jason Mott, who was on the mound when the World Series ended last October. Game 7 in the win against the Texas Rangers. 1 out away from another postseason save. Carpenter gets the ball tomorrow night against Ryan Vogelsong. The Cardinals try to take game 1 on the road. The second wild card team, a ball club that finished 9 games behind the Reds in the Central. 2 games up on the Dodgers for that second wild card spot. Strike 1 on Pagan.
And for the first time in postseason history this year, for the second wild card team, that team has to win 12 games, not 11, if they're going to be world champions.
Cardinals won at Atlanta. 1 in 5 games over Washington. Hard hit, base hit. Giants are alive as Pagan is on with 2 out. First hit of the night for Angel Pagan.
Del Calso diving under his glove. And the Giants, there is not a guy other than Buster Posey that they would rather have up in this situation. Chance to continue the game. Their hottest hitter, Marco Scutaro.
He's got 2 hits tonight. Hit 7 home runs during the regular season.
I'd blame the right field. I'd bring the left fielder, Matt Holliday, into left center field and give him the left field line. It does not figure that he'll pull the ball against a hard thrower like Mott.
Strike 1. Last home run, September 27th against the Diamondbacks for Scudero. As the closer Romo gets loose. Strike two. And now the Giants are down to their final strike. Not much in this appearance by Mott other than just rearing back and throwing it as hard as he can. The 0-2. Overthrew there, 98 miles per hour, and that one got away. Ball one. Carpenter gets the ball tomorrow night for Mike Matheny, the rookie Cardinal manager. Here's a 1-2. Runner takes second, and that ends it. Cardinals win game 1, 6-4. Alan Craig corralled it at first and fed Jason Mott. And it was anything but routine to end the night here in San Francisco.
Fantastic bullpen work by both clubs. This ball bobbled by Alan Craig. He was toward the line. I wouldn't say he was guarding the line, but toward it. No doubles. Defense. And finally makes the play. It was not pretty, but effective.
Mujica the winner, Bumgarner the loser. Mott gets the save. 3-hour, 21-minute game. And the Cardinals take game 1. A final of 6-4. All the scoring done before the end of the fourth. The bullpens took over. And Mike Matheny, in his first year as a major league manager, as a manager really anywhere professionally, is 3 wins away from a trip to the World Series. Let's go down to the field and Aaron Andrews.
Joe, thanks so much. Carlos, you said heading into this series you weren't going to have any bitterness, but what were your emotions coming out here playing in front of San Francisco crowd?
I understand that they're not going to root for me, but at the same time I'm here to win a championship, and they're also trying to win a championship. So it's a good day for me. It was good that we were able to win this one, the first game out of the series. You know, they always play good here at home, and they play a good game. Good
day for you, yes. 2-run home run. Good postseason for you. What is going right for you right now?
Well, right now I feel like I'm seeing the ball well. I'm not trying to do too much, and you know, my approach at the play seems like it's good right now, and I'm just trying to take advantage of that.
I'm going to have you give a little love to your bullpen there and what they were able to do after Lance Lynn wasn't able to hold on to that 6-run lead there.
Well, the reason why we're here is because our bullpen has been great for us. You know, every time our starting pitchers, you know, are not able to go the distance, you know, they're able to come in and shut the doors.
Thanks for your time. See you tomorrow. Joe.
Carlos Beltran, thanks, Aaron. One of the real good guys in the game of baseball. Played for a long, long time. In his 14th season in the big leagues, trying to help the Cardinals get to the World Series. It would be his first. The Cardinals take game 1. We'll take a break. Come back. Wrap up our night. The Cardinals hang on and win 6-4 here in San Francisco in game 1.